Good afternoon and welcome to Derby Date Night, Blocks and Cats Edition. We are coming to you live from Western Skateland in Bloomington, Indiana, where the home team, BOOMington Blockheads, will be taking on the visitors from Terrorz Roller Derby from Columbus, Indiana. Today is BOOMington's final home game of the season, and it's going to be a good one. I'm Aria Kidding Me, and you've got me on the mic today, giving you all the play-by-play action and corny jokes you've come to love. I'm joined by Sirius Lee, my forever date and technical producer-director behind the scenes. Our kids, LOL and OMG, have stayed home today. After a full weekend of band competitions, we are very proud parents today after getting to watch them take first in their division yesterday. And of course, we have to say a special hello to all of our third wheels joining us on our date in the chat today. Whether this is your first time tuning in or you are a full-fledged member, we welcome you to our stream. Take a second and let us know where you are from and who you are rooting for tonight. Every Derby Date Night we tell jokes when there's a break in the action, and tonight is no different. We asked you what kind of jokes we should share today and got some great suggestions. We narrowed it down to our top 2 of blocks and cats, but decided since the BOOMington Blockheads have gone all in on the Lego theme, we will too. Stay tuned for some pretty square jokes during breaks in the action. Today's game should be a fun one. The Blockheads are a newer team on the Indiana roller derby scene, having been founded in 2021. Their team name was inspired by the limestone quarries and all the explosives blasting in the area, which led the team to the firecracker of a name, BOOMington Blockheads. This is their 6th and final game of the season. These two teams have met twice before, with the Terrorz coming out on top both times. BOOMington had their first win ever this season against Rock's B team, while the Terrorz are in a building season this year, so it's anybody's game. You can find us here on YouTube and also Instagram and Facebook. Like and subscribe to find out where you can join us next. You can also find Derby Date Night merch on our website, derbydatenight.com. We have lots of different awesome designs for you to choose from. And if you want to become an official third wheel member of our community, you can subscribe right here on YouTube to get perks like member icons, exclusive emojis, and on-screen shout-outs. Memberships and donations help us continue to bring live roller derby to our community. So whether it's through the form of sending super chats, buying merch, or even becoming an official member of the Third Wheels, we are so appreciative of all our supporters. Speaking of the Third Wheels, we want to give a special shout out to all of our members. We have our practice squad, and we have to have it rolling now because we have so many of you that we actually have to roll through all your names. We are so appreciative to all of you for your support. It's taken a while. And we've got our charter team. Look at how many people we have. It's so great. Look at all these supporters. We appreciate you all so much. And of course, our all-stars. We are so appreciative to all of you. Many of you have asked us how you can support us, and these are all different ways to keep our streams going. Your donations help us keep our gear in tip-top shape, help keep me caffeinated, very important, and help us be able to travel further to be able to cover more teams. So we are super excited that you are joining us today, and for all of our supporters, whether you are one of our third wheels or not, we're so happy to have you all here today and excited to be back live with Derby Date Night, because I haven't been here with Derby Date Night in a while. I got a lot of announcing under my belt at the Skate Wars a few weeks ago, where I got to do in-house and play-by-play streaming announcing, but Derby Date Night's a little different because we're pretty casual. We tell jokes and stuff like that. Melody, hello! Thank you for coming with me yesterday to watch the kids in their marching band competition. Had so much fun learning from you. And hi, Michael. Great to see you from California. Greetings from Angel City's Derby Parks and Recreation. Love it. I'm always cheering for Derby. Well, here we go. We are about to get started with the first jam of the game. You got so quiet all of a sudden. And here we go. We've got the BOOMington Blockheads in blue and the Terrorz in white. Terrorz coming out with that first lead jammer, Katniss Evermean. Katniss coming through on the outside with a spin around the outside to get through for 4 points for the Terrorz. Killdeer was able to get out on her initial and is chasing down Katniss, who is approaching the pack on her second scoring pass, sailing through on the inside to grab 4 more points, bringing the Terrorz to an early lead of 8. And we all have our first official timeout, which means we might have to already have our first jokes. Some technical difficulties, it sounds like. Alsop is saying, go Blockheads. And Terry watching from Kenya. I don't think we've ever had anybody watching from Kenya, have we? We need one of those maps with push pins on it so we can say this is where all of our viewers have been. I love it that you're here from Kenya, Terry. Welcome. We're excited to have you here rooting for the Blockheads. Well, since it is an official timeout, I guess that means I get to tell you at least one joke. What do you do if someone doesn't like your Lego jokes? Block them. You actually laughed. Serious? Oh. This is a good start. This is a good start. What? Oh, yes, I'm supposed to say hi to Penny.
Hello, Penny.
Ogre says hi to Penny, too, Melody. Hi, Penny.
This time out brought to you by Scoreboard. Scoreboard didn't start with
Oh. All right, we're getting the time set correctly because the scoreboard did not start with the jam. So that's kind of important. So we're getting the scoreboard reset and making sure that we have the right time on the clock. Morticia says, go Terrorz. Love from Morticia Adams. Wonderful. And if you ever want to do a shout out to one of the skaters that you're watching, you can send us a super chat and we will put it up on the screen. So when the skater that you're cheering is watching this later, then they can be able to see your shout out, which is always really fun. Lego Blocks coming out with lead jammer for BOOMington, but followed closely behind by Adela the Hun. This pack is speeding up / slowing down as Lego Blocks, a little bit jammer on jammer action. Lego Blocks hitting Adela the Hun, and both skaters, I think, scored some points there. Let's see what we ended up with there. Oh, Penny's smiling because we said her name on the television. Yes, go Bubbles. Bubbles is out there. Normally we see Bubbles in stripes, but we get to see Bubbles on skates out there hitting people today, so that's always fun too. 2 points for the Blockheads and 2 points for the Terrorz, bringing that score to 10-2. We've got Higgs Bosom for BOOMington Blockheads. And with some pretty toe stops on the inside line, Higgs does become lead jammer for BOOMington. Looks like the Terrorz jammer is going to be headed to the box. That is BAM. So this will be a power jam for the Blockheads and Higgs Bosom, who is through the pack on a first scoring pass for 4 points for the Blockheads, while BAM waits in the penalty box. Higgs coming around through the pack for another 4 points. As the pack gets ready for Higgs to come around again, looking for some offensive help from the pack. Oh, Melody, you're right. Bubbles does not wear stripes. She wears black as a non-skating official. Speaking of, we've got some great officials who are helping us out during this game. On skates today, we've got Moz, Pure Polly, Biz, Ogre, who also said hi to Penny, Just Jacob, General Lee Wong, Captain Dobvious, and Tough Tone. On our NSO side, we've got Barooz Guy, Lock'em Sock'em, Stevie Hits, At Your Cervix, Mawagger, Spinderella, Sunflower, Van Gogh, Purple Fury, and Heather. Willow says, let's go Lego. Let's go Lego. And my jokes are all Lego, so Lego's going to have a great day. We just know it. And look at that. Lead jammer again going to the Blockheads. That is throwing fits. 4 jams and 4 different jammers so far for the Blockheads. Katniss Evermean was able to get out on her initial, but that jam is going to be called after Blockheads scored, looks like, how many points did they get? They get all 4 points. Blockheads now taking the lead. So even though the Terrorz got that first lead jammer, the Blockheads have had the last 3. It is very quiet in here. It's very weird. It's because we're all the way over here. We're kind of isolated from the crowd. It's fun to be in a traditional skating rink too. Always a nice time doing that. All right, Adela the Hun getting lead jammer for the Terrorz. Sergeant Slice jamming for BOOMington Blockheads coming around, but is not going to be able to score any points because that jam is going to be called after grabbing 4 points for the Terrorz, bringing them within 1 point of the Blockheads. I think this is going to be, we're going to get to use that lead change sound today, I think. These two teams are going to be, Sirius just goes, oh crap, are you not ready with the lead change sound? Well, we're not there yet. We're still 1 point away from it, but Moz is pronounced Mose. Mose. Oh, like put an exclamation point almost. Mose. Thank you. You can also be the technical director, Melody, from the couch. Oh, and Adelie the Hun. Thank you. Adelie. Higgs Bosom is lead jammer for BOOMington Blockheads. Being followed closely by BAM. These jammers are going to race. And are we still going? Oh, we've got a toe stop loose on the ground. Trying to take care of that as BOOMington's coming through to grab some points and call the jam. I think the scoreboard got weird there. Adelie the Hun. I need to write that one down. Adelie. All right. Ooh, still not a lead change. Look at that. Still 1 point between these. Oh, wait, more points. Blockheads up 23-18. Okay, throwing Fitz on the line for the Blockheads and Katniss Evermean for the Terrorz. Katniss is going to be your lead jammer. Throwing Fitz, trying to find some space, trying to pull this pack apart at turn 2. Is out on their initial. Katniss also through for 4 points, chasing down Fitz. And Katniss decides to call the jam before any points can be scored by the Blockheads, which is, I think, our first, well, second lead change. You got sound? Got the sound? There it is. We need a better sound for a lead change. We keep saying we're going to do new sounds, but we've been so busy that it's been tough. So on our break, we're going to need to take some time and go through everything. Oh, Michael Kwan, I love that. If only Blockheads are in the box, should we name it the penalty blocks? Terry rooting for Rutherford B. Slays, saying get them points for Blockheads. Lego Blocks jamming for Blockheads, and Adelie the Hun jamming for the Terrorz. Adelie is your lead jammer. Adelie approaching the pack on a first scoring pass. Nice offense by Bubbles there to clear out that inside line and help Adelie get through as Lego comes around on a... but Adelie is getting sent to the penalty box, so this will be a power jam for Lego Blocks and BOOMington Blockheads. That also means there is no lead jammer anymore because that lead was lost. Oh, a pile up on turn 3 on the inside as Lego resets at the back of the pack. This jam is going to go the full 2 minutes. The jammer is standing in the box and is now re-entered the pack. So now both jammers out on the track. Ooh, Adelie coming straight out of the pack and sneaking her way through to grab 4 points for the Terrorz. Lego also able to get through about half a track behind as both jammers approach the pack, trying to score a few more points. Little bit of a banana jam there with some slippery bananas on the track, slowing Adelie down. Adelie takes a hit to the outside but is able to stay in bounds. Lego coming around. Also through for 4 points. Adelie coming around again on another scoring pass. We've only got about 14 seconds left in this jam. Adelie taking a hit from Harley Sin to slow her down. Lego with a spin around Stitches to get past Stitches as Adelie's being pulled all the way to the back. That jam ends, but I think everybody got a lot of points there, so we're going to take a second to see how many points were scored. Looks like Blockheads with 15 points and Terrorz with 12. So Blockheads, were they ahead before? Yeah. I'm trying to remember what happened one jam ago. I'm like, I don't know. 38 to 34. That was a big jam for both teams. Oh, 38 to 35. Got fixed. 3 points between these two teams. A quick lead jam for Bloomington and Higgs Bosom. Followed closely by Bam, who's about half a track behind. Higgs takes a hit to the outside and decides to call off the jam, trying to protect points, and I think was able to do so, grabbing 1 point for Bloomington in that jam. Timeout being called by the officials. Stu and Judy from Kokomo are rooting for Natural Disaster and the rest of the Blockheads. Yay, we're so excited to have you here. Aria can't recall the last jam. Is she getting jamnesia? You know, it's very possible. After we haven't done a Derby date night in a while. It's gonna. Yeah. Well, I had to get used to not telling my jokes when I was at Skate Wars too. But I get to tell jokes now because it's an official timeout, and that means that you get some more Lego jokes. What time is it when an elephant sits on your Lego city? Time to build a new Lego city. Probably time to buy a new Lego city. Like if something's going to break your Legos, it's going to be an elephant, right? What is the opposite of Lego? No, not leg. Laced up. Oh, you are tired today, Sirius, because you've laughed at every single joke so far, and that last one was really bad. What did the elf say after an orc stole his Lego? I'm Legolas. Get it? That's a Lord of the Rings joke. You didn't laugh that hard. Legolas. Get it? How do you get a Lego ninja to leave your house? All you have to do is say, Ninjago.
That's for parents.
I know, that's for parents. Most parents know about Lego Ninjago. I don't know. I think most people know.
Let's find out.
Okay, but can a kangaroo jump higher than a tower of Lego bricks? Of course they can. Lego bricks can't jump. You're not laughing anymore. That was bad. I thought that was the funniest one. Don't forget, if you are a member, you get access to special emojis to let me know just how bad these jokes are. Oh, we hope that you are laughing and groaning, and you know it's our goal here to make sure that these jokes are so bad that they're like actually funny because they're that bad, maybe, or something. Sirius says. Melody says, "Womp womp." I bet Penny's laughing at some of these, or she's left the room. She's like, Aria thinks she's funny. I don't know why. I don't know what this official timeout was for, but Ogre will probably come over in just a second and tell us. I have no speculation. I wasn't really. I have no idea. Any speculation from the chat? Wait, was this an actual, like, official timeout? Yeah, it was. Yeah, there's nothing. It wasn't a team timeout. The officials are discussing something. Yeah, I literally have no idea. Like Michael said, I have jamnesia today. And I added an extra syllable, jamnesia. I need to drink more of my energy drink. Here comes Ogre. Scoreboard fun. That is the update that I'm getting. So we were having some issues with the scoreboard again. Technical difficulties. But we appreciate technical difficulties because when I used to skate a long, long time ago, we did not have anything technical at all, and we had to do everything manually with whiteboards and pens and paper, and you all know how I feel about doing math in my head. It's not fun. Not fun. Penny is decorating her Croc Happy Meal. They're giving away Crocs in Happy Meals now. I don't think they're like full-size Crocs, though. You didn't know that? Crocs, like the shoe? Why are you looking at me like that? No, they don't fit people. They're like little Croc keychains, I think, or like it's like it looks like a Croc. I don't think you can actually put it on. Yes, Michael Kwan. Technical difficulties would be a good derby name, especially for an NSO. I think that would be a good NSO name. It's bad juju, you think? Yeah, it might be bad juju. I'm not sure. Well, let's do a little bit of a review since I learned at Skate Wars how to take notes. So, Blockheads have had lead 5 times. Terrorz have had lead 4 times. Lead has only been lost once by the Terrorz. Otherwise, it's been more of a hit it and quit it game so far. You gave me a thumbs up. See, look at these things I'm learning from all the other announcers. See, Skate Wars was good for me. I learned how to take notes. But now that's one more thing to pay attention to. So we all know that this is not going to go well. All right, throwing fits, jamming for BOOMington Blockheads, and Katniss Evermean for the Terrorz. Katniss is your lead jammer for the Terrorz. Oh no, throwing fits is headed to the penalty box. So this will be a power jam for the Terrorz and Katniss Evermean. And as we know, this is a close game, so already having scored 4 points, Katniss is going to be trying. If she scores 4 more, that makes it a tie game. There is a ref in Michigan with the name technical difficulties. Love it. You say that works for a ref, just not an NSO. It's not bad juju. And there's those 4 points to bring us to a tie game, which we also don't have a sound for. Thanks a lot, Sirius. I don't even know what a sound of a tie would be, but yeah. All right, zooming through the pack with a little zig and a zag. Katniss Evermean is through for 4 more points, and the Terrorz take the lead with some cheers from the crowd. Throwing Fits is back in the game and coming around. I think has made it through on her initial, and Katniss Evermean calls the jam, but not before scoring, I think 15 or 16 points for, is it an official review again? No. Claudia is here cheering for Modracula Cobbs. Oh yes, it's a lead change. You can hit the button. Woo! There it is. That's our second lead change sound. Lead change. It could be like change, like dropping change. Yeah, that could work. Lead change. Mario sound effect. Adelie the Hun jamming against Sergeant Slice. Adelie, ooh, look at this. We are changing the direction of this game as this is the second lead jam in a row for the Terrorz. But Sergeant Slice is out as Adelie engages in the pack and grabs 4 points for the Terrorz. Sergeant Slice is approaching the pack, but is not going to be able to score any points as that jam is going to be called. Again, if you want to cheer on a specific skater and send them a super chat, we will put your super chat, whatever you say, up on the screen, and it'll look really pretty, and you can say nice things to them, and you can also donate a little bit of money our way to help keep our stream going. Or if you really love Derby Date Night, you could always subscribe to our channel and become one of our practice squad, charter team, or all-stars, and find out where we're coming next, and keep joining us as we continue to film live Derby in the Midwest, and not beyond yet, but maybe someday. Higgs Bosom is lead jammer for the Blockheads. Followed closely behind by Bam. Higgs through for 4 points and calls the jam quickly before Terrorz can score any points. So putting a dent in that lead that Terrorz was trying to establish. There's now 8 points. Ooh, Melody says a cash register. Oh, you saw it. I literally stopped halfway through my sentence to tell you. The cash register. That would be a good one. The cashier sound for lead change. Oh. Good ideas here. Good ideas. 45 to 53. We are halfway through this first half. Oh, we've got somebody working on the track and the game is happening. Uh-oh. All right. Katniss Evermean is through. Why is the okay. Okay. Katniss Evermean gets 4 points and calls the jam. Columbus Terrorz 57, Bloomington Blockheads 45. Okay, Lego blocks and Adelie the Hun. Adelie is lead jammer. Lego trying to get through, has one more blocker to get past and does so. But Adelie is already in the pack and scoring 4 points for the Terrorz. Lego is out on her initial, and Adelie decides to call the jam before any points can be scored by the Blockheads. Columbus Terrorz adding another few points into their score to extend their lead a little bit, 61 to 45. Michael, track maintenance, we put our lives on the line. I think there was a bit of confusion from the refs there too, and I think the track maintenance was not aware that we can't do track maintenance while the game is happening. But it's very dangerous to be out there doing track maintenance while the game is happening. So I think they made sure that that's not going to happen anymore. Bam is out as lead jammer for the Terrorz. And Higgs Bosom looks like was thinking about passing the star, but did not. But was able to get out. Actually, the star hasn't been passed yet this game. That's interesting. And a quick hit it and quit it again. Stretching out that lead for the Terrorz, 65-45. They're ahead by 20 now. They've had lead jammer 4 of the last 5 jams for the Terrorz here after the Blockheads came out to an early lead. The dynamic has shifted quite a bit in the last few minutes. Another official timeout. Timeout white. That would be the Terrorz. The Terrorz have called the timeout. Oh, jokes. I've forgotten. I got used to announcing with another person. Now I have to remember how to do it on my own, which is really just rambling. That's what I do. You want me to keep? Okay, tell jokes. Got it. What happens to a heartbroken Lego minifigure? It falls to pieces. Wah, wah, wah. That's like not just like a bad joke, it's also just sad. Why should you never let Lego minifigures on your basketball team? They only throw up bricks. Okay, this one is for the kids in the crowd. What does Lego Elsa sing? Lego, Lego. Oh no. Okay, and on a morbid note, what happens when to a Lego minifigure when it dies? It rests in pieces. I told you these are good.
That's subjective.
That's subjective. I think they're very funny. All right, back to Derby here. Throwing fits for Boomington grabbing lead. The crowd very excited. Katniss Everdeen jamming for the Terrorz. Evermean. Sorry, not Everdeen. That's the actual name, not the Derby name. So, did Boomington get all 4 points? They did. 49 to 65. Oh, I think you are. Well, you're not totally live, Claudia. You're like, how many seconds behind? Serious? I think you are. I think you're pretty. Yeah, your comments do not seem incorrect. There's just a little bit of a lag, and Sirius won't tell me how much it is because he's busy doing something else with buttons. It's different every game. Oh. Everybody's talking. What is going on? Another team timeout? Oh, this is a Boomington timeout. And I completely missed it, and now I don't think I have time to tell a joke, do I? Oh, you were 7 minutes behind us? Yeah, that's a bit. And you probably don't want to fast forward through any of the official timeouts because that's when I tell my best jokes. Sirius is not too sure about that. Okay, we have 12 minutes and 50 seconds left in this first half, and it has been a really, like, there's only been one jam where it was more than 10 points that were scored. Otherwise, these have been like 4 points, 8 points, 4 points, 4 points. So definitely very much like they're both chipping away at each other. Terrorz has taken a little bit of a lead here in the last few minutes, but really, lead jam has been very even across the board. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 lead jams have gone to the Terrorz, and 8 to the Blockheads. I was right. Perfectly even lead jams so far. Are you laughing at me because I'm enjoying my little notes that I'm taking? Michael Kwan, best jokes being a comparative term. Sergeant Slice for the Blockheads, but it's Adelie the Hun who comes out with lead jammer about a quarter track ahead of Sergeant Slice. Sergeant Slice approaching the pack as Adelie is taking a hit to the outside and I think is headed to the penalty box. So this will be a power jam for Sergeant Slice and the Blockheads. Adelie no longer lead, so this jam will go the full 2 minutes. Sergeant Slice getting a little bit tangled up in the pack here. Oh, takes a huge hit. Who was that? That was painful from, her name's Causing Pain. That was perfect. Causing Pain. Oh, another huge hit from Causing Pain. And Sergeant Slice calls the jam. Sergeant Slice was lead. Oh, it was glowing on Adelie, but I guess it was Sergeant Slice that was lead there. So this jam will not go the full 2 minutes. And Blockheads were able to grab 5 points there. 6 points. Oh, look at this. It's not quite a palindrome, but it's just pretty. 55 to 66. 5566. Nope, 5666. We're within 10 points now. We keep changing our minds and adding more points to the Blockheads. What's the O for? Is someone official timeouting? No, I don't see official. Is it an official review? It says official timeout. It doesn't say official review. You have to look at the. I'm looking for the person who does the. There was a new rule change. Maybe Michael knows, but there was a new rule change that the person who's doing the like timeout signal doesn't have to stand in the middle anymore. At the line. But I think that's in the new rule set that maybe hasn't come out yet. So. I don't know. I also could just be making things up because we know that I do that sometimes. Regardless, I've got more jokes for you. What did the Lego minifigure say to his Lego girlfriend? You're my missing piece. Oh. Why did the elephant paint herself all different colors? So she could hide in the Lego bricks. That would take a lot of paint for a Lego to hide, for an elephant to hide in a bunch of Legos. What did my doctor say to do after I stepped on a Lego? Block out the pain.
That timeout brought to you by signaling not lead was lead, letting them call it off. There's officiating error and a penalty to be awarded there.
Got it. I was correct then. That official timeout was brought to you by the fact that the person who was not lead managed to successfully call off the jam. It was an officiating error, so nothing will be done about it. But yeah. Moving on. We're just going to move on. Higgs Bosom jamming for the Blockheads and Bam for the Terrorz. Higgs Bosom coming out with lead jammer for Blockheads. The crowd cheering her on. Bam is out about 3/4 of a track behind. Higgs engaged in the pack on a scoring pass. Oh, finding space on the inside and quickly calling off the jam. Bam hoping to have stolen a point there. Doesn't look like they did. So 60 to 66. We are getting, BOOMington is starting to tick into that lead. Okay, Michael says, once the scoreboard clearly indicates the nature of the game stoppage, the jam typer can step to the inside. It's the new officiate. Okay, I knew there was a change. They can step to the inside now. Wait, now Mr. Bruce Guy is standing doing the official timeouting, even though I thought he was on scoreboard. Double duty? I don't know. Not sure. Oh, this must be another timeout because the refs are in their dazzle. The group of zebras, it's called a dazzle. That's why I call the refs a dazzle. They're a beautiful dazzle too, look at them. They're also very serious and talking very seriously about whatever's happening. So while they do that, I get to tell you more Lego jokes. What has 4 wheels and eats Lego bricks? The vacuum cleaner. Get it? Yeah. Oh, it took you a second to remember that vacuums eat Legos? I mean, we are parents of boys, so we know Legos. Where do Lego minifigures go on holiday? The Czech Republic.
White Jammer was issued an illegal contact for a late hit at the end of that game. White Jammer was counterblocking blue blocker's illegal block, so it's counterblock, no penalty.
Okay, so White Jammer was issued a penalty at the end of that jam for a late hit on a BOOMington Blockhead blocker. However, the BOOMington Blockhead blocker was an illegal hit from them, so no penalty will be issued, and it's again, moving on. It's a moving on. I think we're about to get started again. All right, Blockheads have had lead for the last 3 jams. Let's see if they can keep this streak going as they continue to chip into that lead for the Terrorz have established. Everybody mashed up. Katniss Evermean trying to pull that pack apart at the front, takes a hit to the inside. Nice blocking being done there by a duo of blockers from Blockheads to hold Katniss Evermean, but she is able to get out and will be lead jammer. Throwin' Fitz has the star off. And did not need to pass it, but is through and putting that star back on. Katniss Evermean has come through for 4 points and is approaching the pack on another scoring pass. Both jammers approaching the pack pretty much at the same time here. Katniss Evermean was able to grab all 4 points there, and Fitz was able to steal 3. Bringing that total to BOOMington 60 and Terrorz 74 with 9.5 minutes left in this game. Half, sorry. I know, it's a short day, but not that short. We only have 1 game today. We're not used to having only 1 game. Yes. All right, Adelie the Hun for the Terrorz. And Lego blocks for the Blockheads. Adelie is out as lead jammer. Lego is also out as Adelie is approaching the pack on a first scoring pass. Adelie finding space on the inside to get through for 4 points and decides to call the jam before Lego can score any points for the Blockheads. 8.5 minutes left in this half. Yeah, see, I'm getting it. I'm getting it serious. There's quite a crowd here considering we're in a smaller roller skating rink and they're all around us. It's kind of fun. You usually can't see the crowd in our streams, and you can see them because they got nice front row seats right there on the between the jammer and pivot lines at the front. Higgs Bosom jamming for the Blockheads and Bam for the Terrorz. Higgs Bosom is out as lead jammer for the Blockheads. Higgs coming in on a scoring pass while Bam is still trying to find some space. Higgs getting through, grabbing 4 points for the Blockheads. Bam takes a little bit of a tumble at the back of the pack. Higgs coming around on a third scoring pass here for the Blockheads. As Bam still continues to try and find space. Higgs gets through, the crowd goes wild. Bam is still continuing to try and find some space, is looking at that inside line, is able to get through, and is out on their initial. Not going to be able to score any points until they come around. Nope, not going to be able to score any points at all because Higgs is going to call that jam. And that brings the Blockheads within 6 points of the Terrorz. Lego Blocks and Katniss Evermean. Lego coming out quickly with lead jam. Katniss following very close behind. These two jammers both approaching the pack almost together. Lego hitting the pack and hitting her hips. Katniss may have stolen some points there. Or is it a 0-0? I can't see fingers. Not from my angle. Somebody got points, somebody didn't. Let's wait to see what the scoreboard says. The Terrorz were the ones who got the points. So even though BOOMington had the lead, the Terrorz grabbed 3 points, bringing their score to 81. It's so funny how this crowd goes from being loud to like all of a sudden the place is completely silent. Have you noticed that? It's almost like golf. No, these are not polite golf claps when it gets louder. There's cheering. They're very quiet until it's time to cheer. Oh, making sure that the blocker. I don't know. I don't know. Derby's not usually too quiet, but it is quiet when the action's not happening. Maybe it's just being in a actual skating rink that the noise is just more like. It's Sunday morning brunch crowd. They also don't have beer here. You know, but I have my energy drink. You have water. Water, blah, blah, that's boring. I got Red Bull. I think I have wings. What? Why are you looking at me like that? Oh, because we don't like Red Bull? You want something besides water? Oh. I have some options for you. We can talk about that. Oh, Eric's here. Roller Derby 24/7. Damn kids getting married. Oh my God, you're here on the day you better not still be at the wedding, Eric. He's at the reception listening to Derby Date Night. That would not surprise. Yeah, do not be doing this during the service. If your kids are like, I'm going to walk somebody down the aisle. I've got Derby Date Night. Just checking it out. Priorities. Very important. Killdeer jamming for BOOMington and Adelie the Hun for Terrorz. Oh, somebody cut. It looks like it was Adelie. Killdeer grabbing lead jammer. This is a really important jam here for the Blockheads as they have been trying to chip into that lead the Terrorz had established, and this could be a big. Oh my God! You're getting ready to get started with the ceremony or the reception. I love when people tell us where they're watching from because sometimes, you know, it's just perfect. I think a wedding is that's a pretty good one. We've had theme parks, weddings. You have somebody watching from Kenya right now. I just love all the stories. Well, look at this. Killdeer through. Adelie is back in the pack now and through on their initial. Killdeer looking at the coach to see what that call is going to be here. But look at this. We're almost. Yeah. Hi, Carl. We're on. We have got 5 minutes left in the first half. It's been a great game so far. Killdeer bringing. Ooh, we get to hit the button again, Sirius. A lead change. Blockheads taking the lead by 1 point thanks to that jam from Killdeer and the Blockheads. And also with the penalty being given to the jammer, that really can sometimes help the other team when one of the jammers gets to wait. Creo Astra is watching from Indy and loving it. Great, welcome. We love to have you here. Carl, you've got competition. I know you're watching from Australia, but we've got somebody in the chat from Kenya today. I don't know which one's further. We don't know geography or math here. Lego Blocks getting lead for the Blockheads. I love that Lego Blocks' name is Lego Blocks and she jams for the Blockheads. And Tiffer over, I haven't seen that name yet today, jamming for the Terrorz. Lego through for 4 points. Lego approaching the pack on another scoring pass. Tiffer has gotten out of the pack, but will not be able to score any points as Lego grabbed 8 points for the Blockheads, bringing them to 90 to spread that lead out a little bit for the Blockheads. That is 4 leads in a row for the Blockheads. Honey, just a second. It's a 5-point game. This game has how many times have we hit the lead change button? 3 or 4. Yeah, this has been a good game so far. You can tell your honey that in 3 minutes it'll be halftime. So. Oh, and lead going to the Terrorz and Katniss Evermean. Higgs Bosom jamming for Blockheads is still stuck in that pack as Katniss Evermean is approaching on a first scoring pass. Higgs is able to find some space and hop out of the pack at the front. Katniss has grabbed 4 points and is deciding to call the jam. So no points being scored by the Blockheads in that one, but Terrorz grabbing 4, bringing them within 5 points. Whew, we're going to go into halftime with a close score. Although, I mean, these have all been pretty short scoring jams. They haven't been like huge giant scores happening during these jams. The ones where people have gotten the most points are no surprise when the other team has gone to the penalty box. All right, throwing Fitz jamming for the Blockheads. And oh, something happened. Fitz is headed to the penalty box. 43 for the Terrorz is not lead. That's Adelie. Oh, wait, they're both going to the box. Okay, this is going to be a 2-minute jam if both jammers go to the box. So they're going to do a little jammer switcheroo. The blockers get to rest for a little bit. Somebody I was announcing with at Skate Wars was like, this has got to be so boring for the blockers when they're waiting for the jammers in the penalty box. And I was like, as a former blocker, no. We enjoyed it because this was a chance to just stand there and rest while both blockers went to the box. And both blockers coming out of the box and getting through the pack on their initials. So this is going to be a little bit over a minute of these two jammers trying to score some points as we run down the clock towards halftime. This could be this probably will be the last jam of the half. Before we go to halftime, if you want to stick around during halftime, we are going to have a fun juniors demonstration happening during halftime. So we'll keep the cameras on for that if you're here to see some of your junior skaters or junior skating friends doing a little bit of a demonstration game. Everybody's in the pack right now, and they're completely on the other side of the track, so you're going to have to tell me on the cameras what you're seeing. Nice hit from a Terrorz blocker to slow down Fitz, but Fitz is through, grabs 3 points. One of those points was a no pass, no penalty, so gets 3 points there for the Blockheads. Adelie struggling to find that space, has been pulled to the back of the pack. Fitz getting pushed to the inside. Period clock is running out. Yes, this will be the last jam of the half. Period clock is over, and so is jam time, which takes us to intermission. Blockheads establishing that lead really strongly as that half ends. Terrorz were able to grab 3 points. This is still a 10-point game at the half. That was only the third time that we had a 2-minute jam in this half. Both teams have been having pretty much equal leads the whole entire game. They've just been taking turns getting lead. Nobody has really outscored anybody else, which is why we have that 10-point separation. So we will be back in a little bit. Carl, to let you know about the junior teams, let me find my sheet telling you a little bit about them. This is the B-Town Banshees, and so this is the Bloomington Juniors League that has just been created, and we are going to be seeing a demonstration. Eric says, see you next weekend unless the ceremony is shorter. Yes, go enjoy your kids getting married. You can also watch this later, Eric, on replay, but I'm excited to see you next weekend as we do 4 games. So this demonstration of the B-Town Banshees is going to be between the self-named teams of the Shark Blimps and the Goat Men. They have named themselves, so Shark Blimps and Goat Men. That sounds like a very generation, what is this new alpha thing? Shark Blimps, Goat Men. My kids would love these names. So the players you're going to be seeing here are Mayhem, Archer, who is the captain, Raven, Poison Dart, Reed, Turntable, and Vanellope. That is the Shark Blimps. For the Goat Men, we've got Peanut Butter Smackdown, Scorpion, Cherry, Mars, Tuxedosaurus Rex, Beethoven, Max, and Cyber. The captain for the Goat Men is Max, and the captain for the Shark Blimps is Archer. I really like these names, Goat Men and Shark Blimps. Well, we're going to leave the camera on so you can watch these juniors in their demonstration game, and we're going to take a small break, and we'll be back when intermission is over. Enjoy watching this demonstration by the B-Town Banshees. welcome back to Derby Date Night Blocks Edition. For those of you who are just watching, you are watching our junior skaters, the B-Town Banshees, a new junior team created in Bloomington, doing a demonstration jam. Next week, if you want to see more junior roller derby, we will be actually at the Vet City game, and Vet City will be playing Indianapolis junior roller derby in 2 games that we will be live streaming next weekend from Kentucky. Well, there will be 4 games. There will be 2 junior games and then 2 adult games. So we're very excited for the Vet City quadruple header on Saturday, where we will have 2 junior games, and then we will have a Vet City versus Team Indiana, followed by Vet City's B team versus Demolition City roller derby. Sirius was looking at me like he had no idea, and he didn't remember those, and he was like, everything I was saying that came out of my mouth was a surprise. And correct, he says. Oh, good. I'm not usually correct. Which is why you give me a microphone, to just tell you things that aren't correct. Speaking of being correct, though, I have stats that may or may not be correct because they're based on my notes. What? Oh, do you have some stats? Oh, yeah, we haven't looked at penalties. Let's see if we have any. Who knows? I don't know either. Okay, he's going to work on something while I tell you what I have from my paper notes, which is that the lead jammer percentages, well, not percentages, because I'm not that good at math, but Boomington had 13 lead jammers, and Terrorz had 11, so staying pretty even with each other there. I had 2 jams, one for Higgs that was the highest scoring for Boomington, and Katniss had the highest scoring jam for the Terrorz. And it seems to me that the Boomington Blockheads, they seem to be using more of a 4 to 5 jammer rotation, whereas the Terrorz are really sticking with that 3 jammer rotation of Katniss, Adelie, and Bam. Whereas the Blockheads have been using Killdeer, Lego, Higgs, Sergeant Slice, and Fitz pretty equally with those 5. Just so you know what's going on the screen is people are throwing ducks at a laundry basket because they want to win something, I think. I kind of want to throw a duck at a laundry basket. Oh, wait, are they trying to get it to go in, or are they trying to the center? But what's the laundry basket doing there? I don't think they're going to the center. I think it should go in the laundry basket. Oh, well, we weren't listening because I was busy talking about stats. There's a green one that went in there, I guess. Oh, people are excited. No more ducks. No more throwing ducks. Who wins? It's the green one. Blue, blue-green, ducks. Lots of ducks. The winner is, oh, it looks like one of the little junior skaters who just skated in that demonstration bout. Was that the Vanellope, I think was her name. That was fun watching the junior skaters. They're always fun to watch. So now they're going to pick up the ducks, and then we are going to get back to the derby. I know I told you as we were going into halftime that it was a 10-point game, but it looks like they did some calculating during the break, and it's actually a 12-point game. So Boomington Blockheads clearing that century mark at 100, while Columbus Terrorz are behind, but not by much, at 88. So let's see if we're going to be hitting that button anymore today for lead changes, as we've had quite a few so far in this game. Carl, where is this game being held at? Carl, I don't think we've done a game yet at a actual skating rink. So we're at a skating rink in Bloomington, Indiana called Western Skateland. And it was not too hard of a drive to come down here. Usually when you go south of Indianapolis to Bloomington, it can be a little difficult, but there's they finished construction at one part of Indianapolis. We only saw one semi on fire on the way here, so it was a pretty easy drive for us. We come from north of Indianapolis, so we are just about as far south of Indianapolis as we live north of Indianapolis. We live northeast. I don't need to be that correct, do I? What is north of Indiana, or Indianapolis, then? What would be directly north of Indianapolis? I thought it was us. It's not? Okay, we have established that geography and math are not my favorite things. My kids are one of my kids is taking geometry, and I keep calling it geology, and my kids are making fun of me because I just say a word that starts with geo. So, and geometry is difficult for the older child. The younger one is taking algebra, which is fine. But I don't know. Math, we all know. We talk about math a lot on this channel. So Welcome back. Now I'm just chatting to chat at this point, so it's nice to see y'all in the chat. And Eric, congratulations to your kids, or whichever kid is getting married. Congratulations to them, and I'm sure that you and Angel both look delightfully dapper. I can't wait to see photos of the wedding later. Melody is saying we are northeast of Indy. What is an hour north of Indy then? What city is about an hour north of Indy? Because I thought it. Well, clearly, I don't know. I'm from Seattle. We don't. You envy having a skating rink, Carl? I love these old school skating rinks. They're just so delightfully retro. I hope they never change. Although they all look similar because I was convinced that I had skated here before, but I am fairly certain I haven't, but you never know. Anyway, back to roller derby. Throwing fits, starting out jamming for the Blockheads, but it is Katniss Evermean who's going to come out with lead jammer in this first jam of the second half for the Terrorz. Throwing fits is out behind Katniss Evermean. Katniss is on a scoring pass, zooms through the middle and sees Fitz coming around and decides to call the jam before any points can be scored by the Blockheads. Bringing that to now we have an 8-point game. 92 to 100. Oh, you're showing me a picture. Kokomo. Kokomo is, okay, we were in Kokomo last weekend for a band competition. Okay, yeah, we are very much northeast, looking at the actual map. We are not north. All right, Sergeant Slice for Blockheads jamming against, oh, see, making me a liar. I was saying that Columbus was really just using a 3-jammer rotation. They're bringing out Bubbles to Smear into their jammer rotation. So Bubbles jamming for the Terrorz and Sergeant Slice for the Blockheads. Lead jammer going to Sarge, who barely stays in bounds. Lovely little 1-foot move to keep in bounds without having to be recycled all the way to the back. Oh, Bubbles is sitting in the box. I was wondering where Bubbles was. Looks like we've got a power jam for Sergeant Slice and the BOOMington Blockheads. Sarge just coming through for 4 points for the Blockheads and coming around as the team waits by the blah, blah, blah. Words are hard. Turn 3. Nope, turn 2. Maybe you should just announce Sirius instead of me. We can't have this long of a break between Derby date nights for me to, my mouth is just starting to warm up and the game is already more than halfway over. Bubbles is out of the box and through the pack on her initial. So will be eligible to score points if Sargent does not call the jam, but Sarge calls the jam and no points will be able to be scored by the Terrorz. Blockheads 104, Terrorz 92. 108, Blockheads 108. 108. 100 to 88. All right. Wednesday Adams says, go BOOMington Blockheads. If you are enjoying watching all of our silliness here and you really like roller derby and you want to subscribe, you can become a subscriber and a member of the Third Wheels and be the third wheel on our derby date night. Adelie the Hun is lead jammer for the Terrorz, followed closely by Higgs Bosom. And both jammers in the pack. Things are being called off. I think both of them got some points there. Bringing the Blockheads to 110 and the Terrorz to 94. These two teams really both want this win. I mean, I was talking with some skaters before the game today, and it sounds like the Terrorz and the Blockheads, they are only an hour away from each other. So there's a lot of, like, these teams know each other really well. They've played each other, they've scrimmaged each other many, many times. They've played games every year since the Blockheads have been created, and the Terrorz have always won. The Blockheads have actually not won against the Terrorz in a game like, you know, a full-length game that's not just a scrimmage. So the Blockheads are really hoping to secure that first win, but Katniss Evermean and the Terrorz are going to try and make it pretty tough as Katniss is lead and coming around. Fitz was able to get out on her initial, but Katniss is approaching the pack on their first scoring pass. doing a little bit of an apex jump and calling that jam, hoping that she was able to grab some points to bring them over that 100 mark. And does so. 9 points separating these two teams, 110 to 101. Katniss getting 7 points in that last jam. I think I see Bubbles on the line again. So Bubbles has joined that rotation for the Terrorz. And Lego blocks for the first time in this half. Bubbles is lead for the Terrorz. Lego is, where's Lego? Oh, Lego was out of the pack. That's why. I'm like searching the pack for Lego. But Lego was chasing Bubbles down and both of them laughing as Bubbles calls the jam off. I don't think anybody was able to score any points there. I think that's our first scoreless jam in this game. Yes, Carl, they are both Indiana teams. We are more in the, are we in the south? I wanted to say southern. Yes, we're south, but are we, never mind. We are south of Indianapolis. Why does the couple who's from literally the northwest of the United States of America, we have become Indiana roller derby, and we clearly, your announcer does not know anything about the geography of the state that we have lived in for over 10 years. Higgs Bosom jamming for the Blockheads and Adelie the Hun for the Terrorz. Higgs is your lead jammer as Adelie is being recycled to the back, trying to find some space on the inside. Higgs is coming around on a first scoring pass. Beautiful footwork there by Higgs. Adelie trying to pull that pack to the front, is able to find some space. I'm so surprised that, like, I've gotten so used to watching Derby where people who don't get lead immediately take that star off, but that's not happening. Higgs looked ready to call the jam off, looked at the coach, and looks like they're going to run it. So this is the first time that the team, either team has decided to do that. It's been a very hit it and quit it game. Adelie thought about calling it there, but decided not to. Just hit her hips once, and if you, now grabbed some points and then called it before Adelie could catch up. But the Terrorz were able to score some points there, as were the Blockheads. There was a lot happening in that jam. Lots happened. 7-4, 117 to 105. Terrorz have had lead jammer 5 times out of these 6 jams in the second half here. So let's see if that streak continues. Even though the Terrorz have had lead jam, the Blockheads have had more lead jammers. The Blockheads have stretched their lead over the Terrorz, but lead has gone again to the Terrorz. Lego jamming for the Blockheads is not able to find any space as the Terrorz have come out with 4 points. Katniss Evermean is that jammer, trying to continue to score points. Lego was able to get out and is now chasing down Katniss Evermean, who is in the pack, grabbed 4 points and calls that jam off. Really successful jam there for the Terrorz to bring them within 4 points of the Blockheads. This has been low scoring too this half. I was trying to do math in my head because the Blockheads started at 100, so they've gotten 17 points in the last few jams, and the Terrorz started at 88, and 113 minus 88 is much more complicated math. Hold on, I got this. 13 plus 12, 25 points. Woohoo! Killdeer jamming for the Blockheads, and Bubbles again for the Terrorz. Killdeer pulling that pack apart. There's a no pack called, and Killdeer is able to, or not a no pack, they had to let her go. So Killdeer is now out. Bubbles is trying to find some space, getting around the blockers. The penalty box is getting a little bit full as the track is emptying out, so these jammers should not have as hard of a time. But Bubbles takes a big hit from, who is that? Oh, she did a great job, whoever it was, from the Blockheads. Oh, 60. Throw. Oh, that was Fitz. Fitz is the team captain of the Blockheads. Great blocking there. As we have, I mean, there is one blocker out there for the Terrorz. Killdeer was able to get through. And that jam gets called. We've left a few people. Okay, we've got one Blockhead staying in the penalty box now. So other than that, we've got a 4-3 pack advantage to the Terrorz to start out this next jam. We are in a timeout right now. Official, no we're not. It's just got quiet. Oh, Michael. So you know, Aria, you can use a calculator. You know, I have one at work that I keep like right by my desk, and I use it all the time. And I could use a calculator, but I also, and I'm sure this won't surprise you at all, Michael, to know that I have way too many pieces of paper here, and my pencil, and my cheat sheet of penalties, and if I also had a calculator, you know what? I think I just might. Why not? Why not add to the stuff that's on the table? Don't pull up the calculator app. That's too many windows on my computer. Ooh. See, this would confuse me even more. You know this, serious. Oh, well, it's a good skill. There's no bonus points for doing mental math, he says. Now, I could argue you on that one, Michael. I give bonus points all the time. You know that. So now it's a real timeout here. Carl also jumping on the calculator bandwagon. So everybody approves of a calculator. But isn't it more fun to listen to me try to do math, and then you usually are probably more right than I am? You know, so that's fun. Doing a poll. Would we rather have Aria use a calculator, or would we rather have fun watching her be unsuccessful at doing math? I mean, this is really a comedy show. It's not really live roller derby. It's just me doing comedy while I try to, I don't know. I was going to tell some jokes, but I think we are headed back to the derbies. Let's find out what this was about.
This timeout brought to you by making sure that all the skaters understand when you're in queue that you're supposed to stay on the track.
Thank you very much. So that official timeout was to make, now remember how I told you that everybody was going to the penalty box and there was a lot of confusion. So the skaters were, so when you go to the penalty box, if the penalty box is full and there is no seat for you to sit in, you still have to report to the penalty box. They will then tell you to go back to the track and skate until you are called to the penalty box and there is a seat open for you. So there was a little bit of confusion during that jam. So this timeout was just making sure that all the skaters understand when you are in queue that you do have to return to the track. You don't just wait for your seat to open up. You have to go play until the seat has opened up, and then you'll be called back. The Global Announcer League will not award bonus announcing points. Believe me? Oh, I know that there's no official points, but I give myself points all the time. They are very, very unofficial points that are just for me. My math points. Higgs Bosom jamming for the Blockheads, and Adelie the Hun for the Terrorz. Ooh, Adelie the Hun taking a big hit, but able to get through, and will be not lead jammer because there must have been a no pass, no penalty there. So lead jammer went to the Blockheads and was immediately called off by Higgs Bosom. So no points will be scored by either team. Adelie was the other jammer. We have less than 20 minutes left in this game. I'm allowed to say game now, not half. Mm-hmm. And then we get to be live again in 6 days. So I know we haven't been around for a while, but now you get 2 games in a week. So we'll be live again this upcoming Saturday. Lego Blocks grabbing a quick lead jammer for the BOOMington Blockheads, followed closely by Katniss Evermean. So these jammers are racing to a slowed down pack. Lego hits the pack quickly and then calls that jam off, but Katniss was pretty sure that she was able to grab a couple points there. Blockheads scoring 3-2 to the Terrorz, 128 to 117. That's 11 points between those two teams, and I didn't use a calculator. I used my brain. Which is tired after all of these. I have been trying to learn about, because I'm sure you all are not surprised, that I've decided to go all in on marching band competitions. So I've been learning all about how things are scored with marching bands, and it is very complicated. This Midwest marching band phenomenon is so different to me. Throwing Fitz jamming for the Blockheads, and Sam Squatch jamming for the first time for the Terrorz. Sam Squash. I like that name. That's cute. And Fitz. And Fitz is headed to the penalty box, but is Sam Squash also? Oh, Sam Squash is in the penalty box, so we're going to do a little jammer switcheroo and a shenana jam. Copyright Kimbo Slicer is going to happen. Wait, oh, we started with Bubbles. Not Sam Squash. Bubbles is the jammer and was in the penalty box to start. There is still no lead jammer. Fitz can't be lead jammer because Fitz was sent to the penalty box and so lost the opportunity to get lead, but Bubbles coming out of the penalty box. If she did start in the penalty box, which it's very far away, so I'm not 100% sure, is she eligible to do lead? Nope, nobody's eligible to be lead. So this jam's gonna go the full 2 minutes. Michael Kwan gonna miss next week's game to work in the Deep Blue tournament in Nevada. Ooh, that sounds like a lot of fun. Morticia says, no, that's not a squash. No, it was not a squash. It was a mistaken Sam Squash view, but it was not. It's Bubbles. And yes, Carl, Envy is Nevada, which is where Las Vegas is, and the Grand Canyon, and the dam. What dam is it? The Hoover Dam? What's the dam? When we drove through Nevada, someone will tell me. I need to stop pretending like I know things. Fitz through for 4 points. I do appreciate that the chat always knows more than me, though, so they'll tell me. I think it's the Hoover Dam. We had the most beautiful cross-country drive, and going through Nevada was just gorgeous, being able to see the Grand Canyon and all the beautiful things. That's Arizona? Grand Canyon is Arizona. Are you sure? Geography with Aria. We need to not do this anymore. Let's just focus on Indiana, which I'm still not getting even. Yes, Hoover Dam, Michael says. As in President Herbert Hoover. See, what I know about Herbert Hoover is that we sang a song about him when I did Annie. Higgs Bosom jamming for Blockheads and Adelie the Hun for the Terrorz. Both jammers out at practically the same time, but that lead jammer goes to Higgs Bosom, who is behind Adelie. Let's see what Higgs is going to do. Looks like Higgs is not going to call it. Adelie sails through for 4 points for the Terrorz. And Higgs gets 4 points and calls it, which makes it a 4-4 jam. Are you sure the Grand Canyon? Oh, stop it. Sirius just wrote me a note that says, if people do super chats today, we will use any money from the super chats to buy Aria a calculator and an atlas. I don't need. You're ridiculous. Geography with Aria. It's fun. It's something, Melody. Lego Blocks jamming for the Blockheads, but lead jammer is going to go to Katniss Evermean, as these Terrorz are not going to let the Blockheads run away with this lead. Katniss just sailing through. Katniss has like turned on the jets here and has all of a sudden become very, very quick. Look at this. Go, go, go. Lego chasing Katniss down. Katniss in the pack, trying to grab those points. Beautiful job there to protect those points by the Terrorz to grab 5, 6, 7 points to Blockheads 1. We have a 7-point game now. Yeah, everybody thinks that was funny, Sirius. Good, you are the funniest person suggesting calculator and an atlas. You don't get bonus points because you don't get to award bonus points. I do, and I award you nothing. I love that this is our date, and all I do is make fun of you, and you make fun of me, but we enjoy it. Michael Kwan has a zebra-striped calculator. That's amazing. I need a microphone-shaped calculator. Higgs Bosom is lead jammer for the Blockheads. The crowd is very excited about that. Bubbles jamming again for the Terrorz is out shortly behind. Let's see, Bubbles trying to, oh, Bubbles takes a huge hit, which was also a high block, and a BOOMington blocker will be headed to the box after that hit, which knocked, oh, Bubbles is going back to the box saying it was a high block. Bubbles is needing a second here as the penalty box is getting a little bit full again. Now, BAM has not been jamming in this second half, so the Terrorz have definitely changed their jammer rotation up a little bit because BAM was one of the main jammers in the first half, and I have not seen BAM out as a jammer since the first half. Adelie is lead for the Terrorz, and Killdeer jamming for the Blockheads is in the pack, trying to get that pack moving, trying to find some space on the inside as Adelie comes around on a first scoring pass, zooming around Killdeer to grab 4 points for the Terrorz, bringing them within 4 points of the Blockheads. Killdeer is out on their initial. Adelie taking a hit to the inside as Killdeer is coming around. If Adelie can grab all 4 of these points, it'll be a tie game, but Adelie is gonna call the jam, and I don't think she grabbed all 4. She grabbed 2 though, so will bring herself within 2 points of the Blockheads. Carl asking about defining a high block, and Michael helping us out in the chat, letting us know that it is contacting someone from the area of the top of the head down to the collarbone. That is a no-touch zone, and if you hit somebody in that zone, you are going to spend 30 seconds in the penalty box. Penalty box, speaking of, is empty. Always nice to see an empty penalty box, which means we've got everybody out on the track. 4 blockers from each team and 2 jammers. One of them is Lego blocks for the Blockheads, and the other one, I can't see their number, but Lego blocks is lead for the Blockheads. Is that Katniss again? Yep, Katniss Evermean chasing down Lego. Gosh, Katniss is so speedy. Lego in the pack, decides to call the jam. Katniss hoping she stole a point or 2, and she did. She stole 2, it looks like. So Carl, as a short skater, one of the things I liked about a high block is it's really hard for taller skaters to sometimes hit shorter skaters, and if shorter skaters can get really, really, really low, there's not a lot of places that are legal for you to hit a, because there's also a back block. If you hit somebody in between the shoulder blades and not on the outside of their back, if you hit them in between the shoulder blades or up on the head, those are illegal zones. So if you can get really, really low, then it's kind of hard for people to hit you in a legal area. That was one of the fun things about being shorter. What? Yes, a lot of short skaters, though, do wear visors because another not so great thing about being short is we see a lot of elbows in the eye and nose and chin and cheek, and yeah, I would get banged up in my face area a few times a game. You know, it happens a lot, but it's not always completely. It's not always the opposite team either. Sometimes it's your friends that are hitting you in the face. Ooh, Eric says ceremony done. This game is good. So you get to eat wedding cake and watch the game. Congratulations. Now that you have a new family member, Eric. Now you're going to have to get them to watch Derby or play Derby or get involved in Derby. They can be an official. They can be a whatever. What? I just ran out of words and said whatever. Oh, yes, thank you, Michael. Good clarification. Yes, a head block is different than a high block. A head block is when you initiate a hit with your head. So, like when you get real low, you can't use your head to actually hit somebody. Higgs Bosom is lead for BOOMington Blockheads. This is 3 frickin' point game. Bubbles in there, jamming for the Terrorz as Higgs comes around on a first scoring pass, gets through for 4 points for the Blockheads. Whew, Terrorz have gotten so close, and the Blockheads are trying to protect this lead. They've been in the lead since about halfway through the first half, and have not given that lead up for a while. And looks like they don't want to do it again because Higgs just grabbed another 4 points for the Blockheads. They are doing a great job keeping that stamina. Bubbles trying to find some space. Again, not taking that star off. I mean, this game is really, they are not using the pivots. These jammers have been really just jamming. Higgs losing a little bit of balance after grabbing 4 more points for the Blockheads, bringing that total score to 12 for the jam. Bubbles taking a hit to the back of the pack, has taken that star off now. So I don't know if Bubbles is going to look for the pivot or not, but Higgs coming through for another 4 points, bringing that total to 16 for that jam. Nice job there by Higgs to really push forward these points for the team, and potentially helping bring the Blockheads closer to their very first win over the Terrorz. They just had their very first win ever this season, and having lost to the Terrorz twice before, they are really itching for their first win against the Terrorz, and Higgs just helped them quite a bit with a 20-point jam, the biggest jam of the day so far. Against the Terrorz, bringing them 23 points above the Terrorz. It has been a great game, and I've enjoyed talking with you all in the chat. I've missed y'all, and it's always fun to see you guys. Something that I did want to ask you as the chat is we are going to be on a break for about 3 months, October through December. There's not a lot of derby that happens here in Indiana, so we won't be able to be live very much for you. But what kind of content do you want to see from us? Do you want to see some highlight videos? Do you want to see more blooper reels? Do you want to see another thing we were considering was maybe some interviews with some skaters about, you know, their journey, and just like a question and answer time. Do you want to have me do math problems in front of all of you? Sirius is like, nope, absolutely not. What kind of content would you like to see from us in the next 3 months? Sirius currently is working on a highlight reel from Skate Wars, so there will be some good derby videos coming out from Sirius from that. But what else would be interesting for you to see while we are on break and not able to give you that live derby feeling again until 2025? Michael Kwan is singing, "We're jamming to think that jamming was a thing of the past. We're jamming, and I hope this jam is going to last." Michael Kwan wants marching band competitions. You know, we could just switch completely for 3 months. Blooper reels with interviews. Lead going to the Terrorz. Lego Blocks is out about a quarter track behind Adelie the Hund. Adelie hitting the pack, getting through. Lego is getting pulled to the back, a track cut being called on Adelie, who is headed to the penalty box. This jam is it still going? I think this jam is still going. No, it's not still going. The jam ended. Okay. I would not be surprised if this is time for me to tell you more jokes. Michael says both my kids were in band way back when. Marching band on roller skates. Carl, are you going to create the opportunity for us to see a marching band on roller skates? Because I said that I would like announce stuff, but I don't know if I can coordinate a whole marching band on roller skates. You would like to see a demo?
Track cut was committed by the jammer. Jam ref was quick on the jam call-off while we were calling the penalty. So the penalty was issued and the jam was called.
Got it. Thank you. So there was a track cut called at the end of that last jam, as I told you all, but the jam ref was a little quick on the whistle, so that jam did end. So the jammer for the Terrorz will start this next jam in the penalty box for 30 seconds. So this will be a power jam for the Blockheads. Mel says, "I'd love to hear your commentary of each band's performance. Mic you up like the judges." Oh, Melody, you know that would be hilarious, but I would offend so many people's parents. My ignorance of marching band competitions and how they're scored, Melody got to hear a little bit of my commentary yesterday, and I think was quite amused by me. Again, I try to award points for things that there are no points for, but there are some very, very cool things happening in marching band competitions. Carl says Australia's too boring for something like that. We would have to organize it. Okay, Melody, I think it's up to you and I. Marching band on roller skates. I play piano. That's not going to help. I don't play. Well, okay, I have 2 kids. Melody has 2 kids. What are your kids' derby names, Melody? Type it up. I can't remember. Fitz jamming for the Blockheads. Adelie for the Terrorz. Fitz is lead jammer while Adelie waits in the penalty box. Yeah, if any state could make it happen, Carl, it would be Indiana. Marching band on roller skates. That is very true. Ooh, the crowd is very excited as Fitz comes around to grab 4 more points. With 7.5 minutes left in this game, the Blockheads continuing to pull ahead here. I love it when people mic their kids up when they're playing sports. It's so funny to, especially the hockey ones, where the hockey goalie like gets bored and he starts talking during the game. It's just like, I'm hungry. Adderley is out of the box and through on their initial, and that jam is called before Terrorz can score any points, but not before the Blockheads were able to put a few more points on the board. Yes, that's right, Treble Terror and Lapel Mike. So we could have Treble Terror, Lapel Mike, Melody Mayhem, and Are You Kidding Me on skates, trying to do marching band. Except for since I only play piano, I guess I would have to do like cymbals. There was a keytar yesterday. That was, I gave extra points to the keytar that played. She was literally the drum major, and then all of a sudden pulled out a keytar and started playing it. It was amazing. Oh, 2 jammers coming out at the same time. Higgs Bosom is lead, but getting passed by Katniss. Katniss is going to hit the pack first. Katniss hoping that she stole a point. Blockheads, 1 point, bringing them to 171. Terrorz at 143. Yes, Michael Kwan, I hate it when you get an earworm stuck in your head. For me, yesterday, thanks to Penny, little Trouble Terror had me singing HOTTOGO. Copyright strike. No. Okay. Serious goes, copyright strike, here we go. If it's me singing it, we're not getting a copyright strike.
I hope not.
That's why it's so quiet. There's no music here. That's what it is. We can't get a copyright strike except for me singing. Team timeout. Ooh, we're running out of time with only 5 minutes left, so I got to tell you some more of these Lego jokes. Why does a Lego minifigure hate going to the hospital? Do you know how much plastic surgery costs? How do Lego minifigures measure distance? Come on, you got this one. You got this one, serious. Square feet. Square feet, get it? He's not even listening to me anymore. Oh, dancing. You want me to focus on the dancing? Did you hear they just opened a new Lego store? People are lining up for blocks. Okay, last one. Did you see Lego released a new minifigure? It's a real head turner. Why am I so amused? I don't know. Carl using his member exclusive emoji of joke alert for the jokes. Katniss Evermean is lead jammer for the Terrorz with only 5.5 minutes left in this game. Sergeant Slice jamming for the Blockheads takes a hit out from 18 to slow them down. That is Scrappy Sue with that hit out to slow down the Blockheads as Katniss Evermean comes through on a scoring pass. Katniss Evermean is through for 4 points. Sergeant Slice was able to get out and is behind by about a quarter of a track as both of these jammers are coming around. The pack's starting to slow down. Morticia says, wish the Terrorz could be there in full force. That is true. It is not the full Terrorz roster. They have some visiting skaters that are helping them out today with only 5 minutes left in this game. They are. Boomington is the same color and style of uniforms as VRDL. I love that color blue. That royal blue is very pretty. For those who stayed to watch the, if you were able to see it on the halftime show with the juniors, which were the shark blimps and the goat men. I don't know if you noticed, they were carrying around a shark blimp when they were being introduced, and it was the most adorable thing. And I wanted to be a member of the shark blimps when I saw their inflatable shark that they had. It was very cute. Killdeer jamming for the Blockheads. And who is that for the Terrorz? Getting lead jammer is the Terrorz, number 82. That is Bam. Bam is back. I said I hadn't seen Bam this half, and here comes Bam with lead jammer for the Terrorz. Killdeer is out as well and approaching the pack. Bam in the pack on a scoring pass. Killdeer also scoring points. Bam is through for 4, turns around and decides to run it. Both jammers through for 4 points. Bam approaching the pack on a second scoring pass. Both jammers getting slowed down here. Both jammers stuck in that pack on their second scoring pass. Killdeer taking some big hits. Everybody taking a little bit of a tumble, and Killdeer comes out of the pack with 4 more points. A huge smile to the crowd. And the Terrorz call the jam. With 3 minutes left in this game. This has been so fun. Thank you all for joining us on this Sunday afternoon, or I guess the middle of the night Monday for Carl. And I'm not sure what time it is in Kenya. I love that we have people joining us from everywhere. It's still morning for Michael over in California. Higgs Bosom jamming for the Blockheads, and Adelie for Columbus Terrorz. Higgs just has to get past that pivot and is able to do so to get lead jammer for the Blockheads. Adelie finding space in the middle, narrowly avoiding a hit to stay in bounds and get through, and is chasing down Higgs Bosom, who is currently in the pack on a scoring pass. Higgs is through, but just got a penalty. Looks like a, where's my thing? They did a this. They did a this, which nobody can see. That's not in my picture. A forearm? Oh wait, it should say A. What's an A? An A is a high block. So this jam is gonna go the full 2 minutes. Adelie has an opportunity here to score some points for the Terrorz. Niels, yes, I'm sorry, this is the first and last game. We only have 1 game today, but next Saturday we have 4 games, 2 junior games, a level 2 game, and a level 3 game between Vet City of Kentucky and the Indianapolis Junior Roller Derby teams. And then we have 2 more games. We've got Vet City versus Team Indiana, followed by Vet City versus Demolition City. So please join us next Saturday. We will be live all day. Also, Niels, you can also watch this on replay. This has been a really good game, really close the entire time. So definitely a fun game to watch. Probably not to listen to because I tried to do math too much and some geography. You won't enjoy that part at all. Bad jokes as usual, but great game. So definitely watch again. This one would be a good one for a rewatch. Kazan Payne took a star pass. That is our first star pass in this whole game with less than 1 minute left in this game. We will probably have 1 more jam. Yes, Kentucky, Carl. Next Saturday will be the very first time that Derby Date Night is filming from a different state other than Indiana, which means we are now a multi-state channel. We are not just bringing you the best Derby from Indiana. We're bringing you the best Derby from 2 states, Indiana and Kentucky. Oh, there's an official timeout being called, which means time for our very last jokes of the day. What? Oh, they were using it just to, but they're still talking about something. It might have been a use it or lose it, but they look like they might be actually reviewing something. Well, what do you call a Lego party? Yes, good job, block party. What do most Lego figures have? Separation anxiety. You know, us humans, we have separation anxiety, but I would think that the Legos, it's a little bit more severe. What did the Lego guy buy for his girlfriend instead of an engagement ring? Oh, I don't get this one. A bracelet? I don't understand. What did the Lego guy buy for his girlfriend instead of an engagement ring? A bracelet. I don't get it. Moving on. Maybe the chat will get it. Why did the dad have the last laugh when he finished his Lego set? The Lego box said 5 to 12 years, but he finished it in 2 weeks. Like that one. What do you have if you have 14 green Lego bricks in one hand and 20 Lego bricks in the other hand? 20 red Lego bricks in the other hand. What do you have? Really big hands. Thank you. All right, that was a real official review, and they were Bloomington was calling it, stating that they believed that the pivot took the star off of the jammer's head and put it on their head. The officials convened and decided that that is not what happened. The jammer took the star off of their own head and handed it to the pivot, and it was a legal star pass. So Columbus will not retain their review, but it doesn't really matter. They won't retain their review because this is the end of the game and there's only 44 seconds left. So there is, let's see, one more jam. Columbus Terrorz needing to score 21 points in order to bring this game to a tie. And I've seen it done. I've seen 20-point jams. I've seen 24-point jams. So let's see how this one is going to play out. Higgs Bosom jamming for the Blockheads, but it's Katniss Evermean who is going to be lead jammer for the Terrorz. Katniss coming through. Higgs Bosom also out. Katniss approaching the pack, scoring 4 points. We're going to keep it going, it looks like. Nope, we are not going to keep it going. 15 seconds left in this game. This game will be over if no timeout is called by anybody. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's going to be the end of the game. Nobody called a timeout, so everybody's very confused. Are they going to give it to him? Are they going to give it to him? I don't think they're going to give it to him. They waited too long to call the timeout. Oh, no!
That may be the game.
It may be the game. I'm assuming they're reviewing whether or not a timeout was actually called before the game ended. Oh. They're still talking. And that whistle means that is the final score. So BOOMington Blockheads with their very first win over the Columbus Terrorz, 184 to 167. What a fun game. This was great. Those of you who are just joining us, I'm so sorry that you missed a great game, definitely on the rewatch. And if you become a member of our All-Stars, you could even get the full resolution upload and be able to watch it in, like, it's almost like watching IMAX. So good, right? Serious? He's shaking his head no. I'm just making stuff up again. Well, regardless, we are back at least for a little bit before we go on our big break. So we will see you next Saturday for a quadruple header with Vet City. And I don't know what time those games are, so go to our Facebook, go to our YouTube, and you can see what time. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Great to see you all. Thanks for joining us today. Penny, it was good to be able to say your name multiple times, and I hope you had fun watching with Mom. And thanks all, and I'll see you all next Saturday. Bye.